All right, you're taking a look at I-285 Southbound. Now, this is near State Route 6 along Camp Creek Parkway. Again, all lanes are closed due to an ongoing vehicle fire, which you can see some of that smoke off into the distance if you have really good eyes. Off into the distance is as far as I can get you with a traffic camera. There is appears to be a vehicle fire officials are responding to. But for now, as you can see, traffic is at a standstill. All lanes remain closed on I-285 southbound. This is near Camp Creek Parkway. We're following the latest, and we're going to find you some alternate routes. But right now, the latest what we hear from GDOT is the anticipated clear time for this 4 o'clock, and that very well might change. It's currently 3:42 p.m. And traffic is still very much at a standstill. We could see some smoke off into the distance, so that time, that clear time might be extended. I just want to prepare you for that possibility. Again, this vehicle caught on fire, according to GDOT, at 2:25. That's when they received initial reports. We do understand that emergency crews are responding, but officials have closed down all lanes until they can deem it safe to open up to traffic again. I-285 southbound near Camp Creek Parkway. Again, this is along State Route 6. So make sure if you are headed home at a time like this, it's Friday, a lot of people are getting off work maybe a little earlier than usual. You just want to avoid this area. This is a major driveway, a major traffic area right now. Cars are going to be at a standstill for quite some time on I-285 southbound. I'm going to try to pull up a map here so you can see exactly where this is in comparison to the rest of Atlanta, but you can see just not even a slow movement. Those cars are essentially parked. I'd be surprised if most of those drivers have their vehicle in park as they wait for those lanes to clear up. They have not opened up a single lane to let traffic through while they work through this issue. Again, a vehicle has caught on fire. We did get from GDOT initial reports at 2:25. They're expecting this to clear at around 4 o'clock, but it very well could be extended. So just be prepared for that. We're going to find you some alternate lanes here and get you some more information as you make it home. All right, and I did promise you guys that we would talk a little bit about how to get around this if you're still planning your commute home or just trying to get through this area. I want to bring in our meteorologist, Cutter Martin, here with me. Again, if you just joining this live stream, all lanes remain closed on I-285 southbound. This is due to a vehicle fire, and we're just not seeing traffic ease up.
Yeah, in fact, earlier, you may not be able to see it right now on the GDOT camera, but folks getting out of their cars and walking the shoulder. We were watching this camera just a few moments ago in the First Alert Weather Center, and you may occasionally see someone literally get out of there at this point, probably in park vehicle, and then out walking the shoulder. This is especially bad, especially for the spring breakers, because this is near the airport. This is a popular stretch. In fact, a lot of folks do exit Camp Creek Parkway to get to some of those parking lots to then take a bus to the airport. So this is not good news for Friday flyers ahead of spring break. Again, we're going to bring you the maps now. And it's not just the southwest side. We have pretty much red everywhere, and you can see it's closed here just to the south and west, more so to the west of the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, though you are backed up on the northbound side. As far as an alternate, really, there isn't any solid or good bet. You could take US 29 down to 85 down kind of on the south end of the airport, but if you're trying to get to the airport, your best bet may be 20 to the connector, and then the connector southbound, rather than taking that southwest side kind of perimeter wall there. This stretch is not going to be good. So if you're coming in from the west side, Douglasville, you're traveling eastbound on 20. Do not take 20 southbound trying to get to the airport. Continue all the way to the connector, then turn southbound, and then you can come to the airport that way. It will still add minutes to your commute, to your drive. Nonetheless, that is your best bet, and it still beats being in standstill traffic. Again, as Maria Moreau was saying earlier, they are planning on reopening the roadway. GDOT is telling us by 4. That's only 12 minutes from now. Wouldn't be surprised if it was closed a little bit longer. We have seen sometimes these reports tend to vary from when it actually reopens. So just a heads up there, that is an estimate. That is all that is from the Georgia Department of Transportation. It is an estimate of reopening. Obviously, it will depend on exactly what's going on. If there is any debris, if anything has been spilled due to this crash. Again, we don't know exactly what this entails and what sort of cleanup process will need to be taken. And there you can see folks on the shoulder there. This is about a half mile, quarter mile north of the actual parkway. 1, 2, 3, I think 4 people on the shoulder. There's 2 people there in the centermost lane, walking over to the right lane. So cars at a standstill. No one is moving. And folks are getting out, asking what's going on. If you have the Atlanta News First app, you may have gotten that push alert alerting you to the crash just a few moments ago. Again, I have it on my phone right now. And a reminder, in the First Alert weather app, that's the alert here actually below that one, you can get traffic conditions, see what's closed, when it's reopening, any incidents reported. You can get all of that in the bottom of the First Alert weather app. All you have to do is scroll down after the download, click on that First Alert traffic section. But this is what you're dealing with. 285 the perimeter, southbound going towards the airport from the northwest side at Camp Creek Parkway. You are delayed. In fact, at a dead stop. People are getting out of their cars. You can see that there. All lanes closed at 285 southbound because of a vehicle fire. They have to put the fire out first, make sure nothing was spilled on the pavement or the concrete, and then they have to clean up all the debris, and then they can safely reopen all of these travel lanes. And again, back to the maps we go. Your best alternate right now, I think this is a bigger impact to folks on the west side. If you're coming in from Douglasville trying to get to the airport, typically you might take 20, then take 285 southbound to Camp Creek Parkway, take that to where you park. You will not be able to do that. Shaded in purple, the road is closed. Continue on 20, take the connector 7585 southbound, and then you can go to the airport via the extension there near the airport, or you can just take the connector all the way to 285 and come towards the airport from the west. So it's a bit of a mess out there, but Georgia Department of Transportation is expecting this to reopen at 4. We may see that closure extend here in just a little bit, but again, we're going to be watching this pretty closely here from the First Alert Desk, ANF Plus, and quite a bit going on. Maria not good news. And unfortunately, we're seeing traffic kind of backed up more than usual elsewhere because everyone's hitting the roads and traveling. You had a vehicle fire to that near the airport, and it really is kind of the perfect mess, so to speak, there on the southwest side.
Yeah, you said it best. Hey, I appreciate these alternate routes. We're going to drop them down in the comments on the Facebook and YouTube just so if you have loved ones that you know take this route or friends or really anybody, it's just good to share this information. It's useful and it can save some time, especially as you were saying, Cutter, the spring breakers, a lot of people just trying to get to the airport are going to be impacted by this.
Yeah, we know everyone's on the move, so you may be streaming us now. You may be near a TV later. We're going to do some hits on this, talking about the traffic, basically just letting folks know the reroutes where the worst of the travel is coming up here in the 4 o'clock hour on Atlanta News First, again in the 5 o'clock hour on Atlanta News First, and we are streaming right here. Always have you covered on Atlanta News First Plus. Maria, I'm going to pop back up that GDOT camera, kind of a crazy look here. Folks walking. Now we have a group of 10, 12 out walking on the freeway in that car doing what you shouldn't, on the shoulder, trying to get off at the freeway.
You know, that's what we like to call, Cutter, a local highway approach, riding the shoulder. Not encouraged. All right, and we are going to stay on here with you. As you can see, several people are already outside of their vehicles. They appear to be talking to one another. You can't see it. My graphic is blocking. I'm going to take that down. I wish I could zoom in for you, but you can see some people standing along the median and just essentially they look like they're chatting and just trying to probably understand what's going on, but also just wait until this all clears up. Those cars are parked right now. They are not moving, not even in the slightest. I just want to recap some of what Cutter was saying. Right now there is a ongoing situation on I-285 Southbound due to a vehicle fire. So emergency crews on scene. You see some of that smoke in the distance. They have to put out the fire. They have to clear the debris. They have to deem that it's safe for those cars to pass on through that area and then open this area up to traffic. Now, we have been told by the Georgia Department of Transportation that those lanes are expected to begin opening up at 4. There's a very likely and possible chance that does not happen, as emergency crews have to make sure that it is safe to open those lanes. So oftentimes when we are dealing with situations like this, you can expect that end time, that clear time to extend onwards. So we're going to continue to monitor that. Any updates that we get we'll bring to you right here. But as Cutter was saying, normally if you're headed to the airport or you're passing through this area, you're going to be taking 20, then 285 to Camp Creek and getting off there. You do not want to do that. You will get stuck in this traffic that is just now growing for miles and miles and miles. You want to instead take 20, then hit I-75 and then I-85 and go on to your destination. So we're going to continue to monitor this area. If you have friends, loved ones, family members that are trying to get to the airport, let them know they're going to have to consider some alternate routes. Let them know about this alternate route. A lot of spring breakers are making it out to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. This is one of the airport's busiest days of the year, and this is a roadway, a trafficked area that many take to get to the airport. So I've driven down this road. I do not love traffic when I drive down this road, but all lanes being shut down, it is a parking lot situation. You want to just avoid this as best as possible. I'm going to take a moment, drop some of those alternate lanes down in the comments for you guys so you can pass that along. Hey, let me know if you are impacted by this. If you're sitting in one of these cars watching us here, just trying to get a better understanding of the situation, let us know how this is impacting you. It is Friday. A lot of people are just looking forward to the weekend, and this just is a popular stretch of road that so many are now impacted by. And again, those cars, that parking lot situation that I mentioned, all lanes being shut down, those cars are growing by the minute. So we're going to continue to monitor the situation. I'm going to step away for a moment, update you guys in the comments, and then check with GDOT on that clear time. Hey, and one of my colleagues and producers just told me that we were able to get you a Atlanta News First chopper shot. So there it is, gives you a closer look at the situation with the fire. That should really paint a picture on where we're at. I do not think that 4 o'clock, those lanes are going to open up. You're going to have to sit tight for a while if you're someone impacted in all of this. I'll put them side by side, keep the aerial shot up and the traffic shot up so you can see the situation close up and then on the back end. But you can see some of that smoke still coming out of this vehicle that I believe is a tractor trailer. I'm going to confirm that, but look at that stretch of cars. Obviously, all lanes shut down. That traffic is going to grow for a while. If our chopper shot backs up again, I'll kind of show you it. Again, we are at the mercy of where this aerial footage takes us, but that's showing you the emergency crews on scene. You can see firefighters, police, several crews responding to this, trying to put this fire out fully. We're going to continue to monitor the situation, but you can see right there, that is as close as we can get you to what is going on I-285. Make sure you're sharing this with anybody you know that is going to be headed to this area or going down this area. You want to make sure to give them a heads up before they get stuck in all of this. All right, and as you can see, if you're on with us on Facebook and YouTube, by the way, we're also up right now on our Atlanta News First app on our Watch Live tab, that second tab. That's going to be where you want to find this live stream. But just to let you know, some of those alternate routes, I dropped one of those below. Take Connector South from 20 instead of 285. That's how you're going to avoid this mess altogether. As you can see, you don't want to be one of these people that are just parked right now. taking you back out to our chopper feed. You could see some of the progress emergency crews are making, but again, the 4 o'clock clear time, not the reality anymore. It is 4 o'clock. It looks like they're still very much just trying to clear the roadway, making it safe for those drivers to get on through. I'm going to read some of your comments here because I do see them. Keep them coming. If you have any questions, we have a team of meteorologists here. Our Atlanta News First staff is also monitoring the situation. We're covering it on our Atlanta News First newscast right now. So we're talking traffic, we're talking any and all updates that are coming in, and we're in contact with GDOT, with these officials that are responding to this situation and have the most information for you. All right. Mr. Henton saying, "Yikes, Kim, so sorry." Andre, on OMG on a Friday? Yeah, that was my thought, Andre. A lot of these drivers, I imagine, were just trying to head into their weekend. Maybe going home, maybe going to a friend's house, maybe even going to get some good food as we hit 4 o'clock, the end of the workday. Now they're sitting in traffic, parked in traffic, some of which have come out of their vehicles and have been chatting up at the divider. It seems like there's just a circle of people now. I can only imagine what they're talking about. Hopefully they're watching this live stream and they can let us know in the comments. I would love to know their perspective a little better, what's going on with them, where they were headed. If you have a loved one stuck in all this, let them know that we are looking to talk to them. Just get some of what they're experiencing and seeing out there. Again, taking you back to this Atlanta News First chopper video, this is showing you the live progress of where these crews are at. Again, this is all live that we're bringing you out to as close as we can get to the chaos as possible, but you can see these crews are working to clear these lanes. Right now, all lanes remain closed on I-285 Southbound due to this vehicle fire and some of that steam still coming out of, I don't have this confirmed, but I want to say it appears to be a tractor trailer from the looks of it, and just the rest of the roadway. That's Creek Parkway, a popular route if you're trying to get to the airport, shut down on one of the airport's busiest travel days. So you can imagine that some of those commuters were possibly headed there to catch a flight that they are now going to possibly miss if this isn't cleared up anytime soon. So a lot of people impacted by this just because it's happening on such a popular road. Again, I want to get back to that alternate route that you can take. If you are headed in this direction or you have to get through this area, take connector south from 20 instead of I-285. That's going to be your best bet. Let your friends know, let anybody know who is planning to head this way that they are going to get stuck. And you can see some more people towards the front here. I want to take a guess that those are some of the drivers who have front row seats to all of this. Again, they are just also walking around, stretching their legs. They've been there, I can imagine, since first reports came of all this to GDOT 225. It is now 4:05. So we've been on this live stream really since the moment we've learned about this. We brought that to you with initial reports. We've since learned that emergency crews arrived on scene. They're now trying to tackle this fire and clear the debris so that these drivers can get through. But at this point, for so many of these people who have been stuck out here for over an hour now, headed into 2 hours, they are just exiting their vehicles, talking to one another, trying to figure out what's going on. Some of whom have a front row seats to all of this, know what's going on, and are just trying to get more information about when this is all going to clear up. But as you can see, the emergency crews working as fast as they can, and smoke still billowing out of this area. And you can see, I'm going to bring my graphic down, firefighter hosing the flames down as smoke emits from this tractor trailer. This is not something that is going to clear anytime soon from the looks of it. So we're going to stay up here with you and monitor the situation. But you can see attempts to put out the fire are ongoing. That's where they're at right now. Once they put out the fire, they're going to have to clear the debris out of the way. And at that point, determine if it's safe enough to open those lanes back up. So for those drivers out there, this is going to, we're right in the middle of it. This is going to take some time. All right, guys, I'm seeing a few more of you jumping on this live stream. I'm just going to go through everything that we know. If you've been with us for a little bit, thank you. We are following every major development, bringing that to you. Every detail that we learn, by the way, I'm just hopping on and sharing with you. We're going through this together, learning as we go. But as you can see, they're trying to, from what it appears, tear open this tractor trailer, trying to hose the flames down as smoke continues to billow out. Several emergency crews on scene assisting with all of this, and some debris already forming, but firefighters really working to bring down this vehicle fire. Again, this has shut down all lanes on I-285 Southbound. This is near State Route 6. You might know it best as Creek Pkwy, a popular exit that people take as they're headed to the airport. If you are somebody who had plans to get to the airport or were headed in this direction, it is Friday after all, Friday evening, a lot of people getting off work at this time. Do not take I-285. You want to pursue some alternate routes, one of which we shared with you earlier here on Atlanta News First. Take Connector South from 20 instead of 285. That is your best bet on avoiding this mess. Unfortunately, there aren't many alternate lanes for you to choose from, alternate routes, I should say, for you to choose from. But you can see traffic is at a standstill right here. Many people have gotten out of their vehicles, and this just keeps on growing. There's now miles and miles and miles of cars waiting for these lanes to open up, and the situation is not near its end. You can see flames and I want to say smoke at least billowing out of this tractor trailer. Emergency crews working to bring down these flames, and firefighters hosing down the vehicle. So we're going to continue to monitor the situation. Any and all updates. I'm going to check in with GDOT on that clear time once again for you. The initial clear time was 4 p.m. Mind you, they've gotten this initial report that a vehicle was on fire at 2:25. So those cars have been on the road parked for quite some time, on a Friday no less. Now we're learning that the clear time is going to go past 4 o'clock. By the looks of it, you can understand why, but I'm going to check in on the new time that GDOT has given out and see where we're at with that. Again, with clear times, it's very likely often in these situations, they can only predict so much on how long it's going to take to get a vehicle out of the roadway and really stop a vehicle on fire. We continue to see firefighters hosing the area as smoke and flames continue to emit from this tractor trailer. So that clear time can very well get extended. Right now, we're going to check in on what it is at this very moment and then go from there with you all. All right, everybody, as you can see, the situation pretty serious over here on I-285 southbound near Camp Creek Parkway. Again, State Route 6. This is the area a lot of people travel through at a time like this, especially today. It's Friday. It is spring breaker season officially, and Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport's busiest day. So a lot of people are on the move today trying to really get their weekend started. And as you can see, traffic is at a standstill. It has been for a while. You can see some people lined up near the median right there, that divider, just waiting. And they've been waiting for quite some time. GDOT has told us they've received initial reports about all of this at 2:25 p.m. It is now 4:17. And we've just received the clear time update from the Department of Transportation saying they do not anticipate this to clear until 5 o'clock. So we got a little bit ahead of us, another 40 minutes at least, and that clear time could very well be extended. As you can see, they're still in the initial phase of fighting this fire, this vehicle fire on I-285. So 5 o'clock is our current clear time. It can very well be extended. We saw that happening when the clear time was 4 o'clock. It's now 4:18. So we're going to be monitoring the situation with you. In the meantime, let's talk about alternate routes here. I got one for you. There's not a lot of options to choose from. I do apologize for that. But as you can imagine, this is a popular road to take. So if you are headed down this direction, you got some people headed in this direction, take connectors south from 20 instead of I-285. That's going to be your best bet on avoiding this mess. I can't guarantee that you won't run into any traffic. This is Atlanta and it's 4:18. So you're still probably going to run into traffic, but you will not run into this situation where cars are parked, they're not moving, and they won't be for quite some time. All right, guys, thanks for bearing with me here. I had to step away to check in with some contacts about this situation. Again, what we're learning, clear time, currently 5 o'clock. No lanes will be back open until at least 5 o'clock. That is the anticipated end time, clear time of all of this from the Georgia Department of Transportation. And we are learning that they are just trying to fully extinguish this fire. From the looks of it, you can see firefighters still on standby, hose in hand, all attention right now on this tractor trailer that caught fire, prompting a full shutdown of I-285 near Camp Creek Parkway. And obviously this is a highly problematic situation for those that are trying to get to the airport. This is a popular a path to go down if you're headed to the airport. And it's the busiest travel day of the year, one of for Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. So some of those people that are stuck in this traffic could very well be people missing their flights right now. Now, as we're following this, here's what needs to happen for this, at least one lane to open up here. They need to deem it safe to reopen portions of this roadway, or I should say interstate, or open all of it, but before they can do that, they have to make sure that the fire is fully extinguished from this tractor trailer, and then they have to clear all debris out of the way so that drivers can safely get through. Until that happens, it just seems like we're at phase one right now, from what we can tell. Those cars are going to remain at a standstill. Initial reports of this vehicle fire came in at 2:25, so you can imagine how long those cars have been sitting there. It is currently 4:31. We're headed into 5 o'clock, where we might very well hear from GDOT that the clear time has been extended. They originally said it was going to be 4 o'clock. Obviously, that didn't happen with the state that this fire was in. Now they're saying 5 o'clock, but with the caveat of this could change. This could change. It could be 5:30. It could be 6. We are following with you, giving you the latest on what we're learning from these officials who are responding to the scene. Emergency crews, several of them trying to get this worked out. And I'm going to pull up this full screen so maybe you and I can get a picture of what is inside that tractor trailer and really get a better understanding of its contents, because they're just demolishing it at this point. We do not know the condition of the driver. We see that the front portion of this tractor trailer, the front portion of this vehicle has been detached, so we can safely say that that portion has been moved out of the way, likely out of precaution as they battle the fire, which appears to be in the contents of the vehicle, the cab itself. Now, as we talk about this, we're trying to get a better understanding of what exactly was inside this cargo, trying to get as close as we can to the situation. It looks like the scene has changed a little bit from what we showed you 20 minutes ago when smoke was just billowing out. But right now, they are just demolishing this tractor trailer completely, just trying to fully extinguish the flames, making sure there aren't any remnants. And then the work to start clearing that debris will begin. Hey Gabe, if you're watching this, I see your comment here on our Atlanta News First Facebook as we're following the situation. I see you see here Gabe Taylor saying we've been up here 2 hours. That's correct. This vehicle fire was called in at 2:25. So those cars, they've been sitting on that roadway since at least that time, since they've shut down all lanes on I-285. Gabe, if you're still watching us, and you wouldn't mind hopping on a call with us, I'd love to know what's going on out there with you. I'm going to drop our newsroom phone number there, and maybe you can share with us all just what the situation looks like, because I see a lot of people at this point that are just not even in their cars anymore. And you can see some people getting on the shoulder side, just trying to get out of the area. So they found a creative way to get some traffic moving, but for the bulk of these vehicles, they are still very much parked, and they're going to remain there until at least 5 o'clock, according to GDOT. And again, our Atlanta News First chopper on the left-hand side, our traffic camera on the right-hand side, just showing you the situation right now. Bring you a little closer to our traffic camera. Some vehicles have taken to the shoulder lane and exiting into the grass and off of this roadway. You can imagine why, considering they've been sitting there since at least 2:25 p.m. on a Friday on a popular roadway when so many are just trying to get to their destination or get home. It is Friday evening. A lot of people have worked a long day and they're just trying to head into their weekend. But now they've been sitting in traffic for quite some time, over 2 hours now, and the situation is just not improving. Here's the latest from our Atlanta News First chopper. A lot of people getting out of their vehicles to see what is going on. Some of those vehicles are close up enough to the scene where they can see the progress, but it looks like it's going to be a while. I'm going to be frankly honest about that. They are still working to put out this vehicle fire. They're demolishing the truck at this point, and I couldn't take a guess as to what those contents inside are, but I'm working to learn that information to try to get a better understanding for you and share with you as much detail as we can learn here at Atlanta News First. But those fire crews, those emergency crews, police officers still on scene, still assisting with all of this. All the focus right now is into fully extinguishing the flames on that tractor trailer, and then the work to clear all of that debris that you're seeing on the ground begins. So GDOT telling us that the clear time is 5 o'clock. That's about 21 minutes from now. That could very well be extended based on where emergency crews are with tackling this situation. Right now, they are in what we can call phase one, making sure that that fire is fully extinguished, and then the work to clear the roadway begins. And at that point, they would have to determine whether it is safe or not to reopen the lanes, and that's when we can try to start seeing some movement. Right now, vehicles on the very back end that are a little further from the scene, taking to the grass and exiting off of this congested standstill traffic through this dirt roadway. They're exiting off of I-285, going onto the grass and onto an alternate route that's not really an official alternate route, but they are drivers who have been sitting there for about 2 hours, over 2 hours now on a Friday, taking the situation into their own hands and just leaving the area. And for most of those vehicles, they are stuck. They cannot take this path. They are going to have to remain parked until this situation can let up, because they don't have access to that route as some other vehicles might. So that's the current situation right now. We're going to continue to monitor this. I'm going to see if we can get an update on that clear time as we approach 5 o'clock. Again, this situation has been going on since 2:25. We do see now an update. I just got into the newsroom. Updated end time, 8:30 p.m. right now. So this is going to remain a situation until 8:30 at night. I do believe they are working as fast as they can, but at this point, demolishing that vehicle, trying to get these flames extinguished, that is going to take some time. So GDOT telling us, expect this situation, expect this vehicle fire response to continue until 8:30 p.m. Hey, if you're someone who has a friend, a loved one, maybe you yourself, I'm talking to you, Gabe, are in this traffic and you're still monitoring this stream, this is a good time to download the Atlanta News First app. And I only say that because we will put out traffic alerts for you there. The Atlanta News First weather app especially will let you know any and all updates surrounding this situation on there in case you can't stay on and watch with us. But if you are stuck in this, you might as well be here. Any and all updates that are coming in from officials, from these emergency crews, including this live video for those of you who aren't close enough to see it. We're going to continue to bring that to you for as long as we can. Again, the Georgia Department of Transportation saying this is not going to clear until 8:30 p.m. So those drivers, there's a good chance they might still be sitting there for a little while longer. Again, some alternate routes if we're planning to head this way. This is a very busy travel day. A lot of people just trying to make it out for the weekend. A lot of people headed to the airport. This is a route you take to get to the airport. For a lot of people, you want to take connectors south from 20 instead of I-285. You just want to avoid I-285 near Camp Creek Parkway or headed up to Camp Creek Parkway as much as possible. You will get stuck in this. So right now we can see some of these vehicles getting in off I-285 into the grass onto a dirt road to get out of there. But for those cars that are stuck, that are just absolutely parked, they don't have that option. So they're going to be sitting there until they can open up at least one lane of traffic. And I'm sure for many of those emergency responders, they're working to get some clearance out as traffic continues to pile on. But this is a major interstate. This is a heavily trafficked interstate. At a time like this, so many vehicles are going down this road, and right now all of those vehicles are parked.